Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. Beim letzten Mal haben wir hier diese Quest uns hier unten, dieser Quest unten angenommen. Das war... Da, Underground Passage Monster. Haben wir geschafft. Aber wir haben einen Geheimgang gefunden und um den kümmern wir uns jetzt. Kommen hier jetzt endlich am Ende dieses Gangs heraus. Ah, in this mother park, so we're not far from City Hall. Who would have guessed that those underground tunnels would spit us out somewhere like this? The layout remained unchanged since it was created during the Dark Ages. You can really feel the city's history. Seems like the network of passages here is even bigger than Berea-Hart's underground waterway. Hey, Elliot? Is something wrong? Oh, sorry. I was listening to this sonata when I realized that the musicians playing it over there are actually friends of mine. They look like students. They seem exceptionally skilled for their age. Oh, they are. I'm really proud to know them. Would you guys mind if I went over and said hi? No sweat, go ahead. But we should go and greet them too. Ah, nee, noch nicht. Gucken irgendwo. Okay, nicht hier. Oh, hier müsste... Bist du Robert? Ja. Can you not loiter around while I'm talking to my girlfriend? Here, take this book and go somewhere else. Embarrassing having someone watching us. Und so kriegen wir das 8. Kapitel von Red Moon nur auf. Let's go. Und wir haben hier irgendwo noch... Auch immer... Da. Ein Fishing-Spot natürlich, ist ja klar. Haben die Lakelots da schon? Ja, dann rüsten wir den doch auf. Die sollte man natürlich eigentlich noch nicht haben. Aber hey. Nobody's sweating the details. Come on. Dankeschön.
Now that's a catch.
Arovana. Dann angeln wir noch mal weiter. Das sieht eher nach einem Fisch aus, den wir eigentlich hier so finden sollten.
What even is this?
Wieder so richtig enttäuscht, dass wir einen Crayfish gefangen haben. Frech, Wien. Frech. Oh ja, hallo, wen haben wir denn da? Alter. Wie schnell willst du noch die Dinger wechseln? Das war jetzt actually ein bisschen nervig.
Wow, this is a big one.
Wir haben eine Catfish. Nein, ich habe keine mehr. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie viel haben wir seit beim Fishing. Wir haben legit nichts dazu bekommen, was ich noch nicht hatte. Geil. Perfekt. Immer noch nur 14. Na gut, wir haben 14 von 20. Wir werden den Rest dann ja wohl hoffentlich auch noch bald finden. Das heißt bald, wir haben noch einige Stunden vor uns im Spiel. Von daher, kein Stress. Wait. Elliot? Elliot, you're back. Hey, great to see you again, Morris. You too, Ron? Kalinka? It's like forever since you've been around. You seem like you're doing well. So, who are your friends? We're Elliot's classmates at Thors Military Academy. It's a pleasure to meet you. It seems we're all about the same age too. So, you're Elliot's hometown friend then? Which school's uniform is that? Oh, we're students at the Music Academy? Music, huh? Yeah, it's an academy that puts the main focus on music. The school itself is on the outskirts of this district. A lot of famous musicians have graduated from there. Well, that explains why you all play so well. Thanks. Our academy always plays for the concert they hold during the summer festival every year. Classes are over for the day, so we're just adding a little polish before our performance. Alright, this does seem like the perfect place to practice. Yeah, I can't believe how good you've all gotten though. I mean, you were always great, but you've improved a lot. You must have really been practicing. You really think so? Well, we have been practicing. I'm practically hearing the songs in my sleep now. So true. I guess I'd be pretty disappointed if, after all that time, we weren't getting at least a little better. I would just wish you were here at the Music Academy with us. Oh, don't misunderstand. Thors has a really good reputation and all. So, are you still practicing the violin? Yeah, in club practice. I ended up joining the Academy's wind orchestra, actually. I'm glad to hear it. You were really good. I'd hate to hear you'd given it up. Hopefully we'll get another chance to play together someday. Yeah, I'd really like that. Whoa, is it that time already? We'd better get on back to the academy. The festival will be here before you know it, and we've got practicing to do. I do admire your dedication to your craft. If you've got some free time, it'd be great if you could come and see us perform in concert. It goes for all of you, the more the merrier. Thanks, looking forward to it. See you later, Elliot. Alright, later. Elliot. Hey, are you... No, it's not that. Anyway, how about we swing by the hotel to give our report, then head back to my house? This is probably busy cooking up a storm right about now. Okay, let's be off then. Quest completed. At night, after enjoying a wonderful meal prepared by Fiona, we were invited into Elliots' room.
Whoa, this is incredible.
He could open a shop with all the instruments here.
A piano, violins, wind instruments, a robust percussion section. I'm assuming the papers in the cabinet are all sheet music?
There's no way you can call this just a hobby.
Yeah, coming in here, this must look like some rabid obsession to you guys. You know, my mom was a pretty famous pianist. Being raised around music like that, my sister and I ended up sharing her love of music.
Really?
Looking at all this, I can see why you decided to join the wind orchestra at the academy.
Still, why didn't you go to the same school as the people we met earlier?
Fee?
Wait, Fee, that's not...
Don't worry about it. I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but I'd originally planned to attend the music academy.
Oh.
My sister and I grew up listening to our mom play the piano. Dad was more the strong, stoic type. He didn't know much about music, but he was head over heels in love with her. Our home was always filled with the sound of music, and it kept our family smiling together. But 7 years ago, Mom got really ill. Eventually, she passed away. After her death, my sister and I both wanted to follow in her footsteps. She enrolled at the music academy and began working toward a career as a pianist. Naturally, I tried to do the same, but Dad wouldn't hear of it. It's one thing to have it as a hobby, but the idea of a man of the Empire making his living through music is absurd. No matter how hard I tried to convince him, he just shook his head and refused to listen. Then he started recommending one military academy after another, trying to push me toward a career in the army. Eventually, I didn't have much choice. I had to give up my dream of attending the music academy. I hated him for it. I really did. I'm no good at fighting, never have been. I'd get smoked in a real war.
Irgendwie ein bisschen ironisch, wenn man so überlegt, dass, also das hier ist ein Recap von der Spoiler für alle weiteren Teile, dass er in einem Civil War, einem quasi World War und einem halben World War gelandet ist. Er ist richtig unbeschadet rausgekommen.
But after some research, I found one academy, Thors, offered plenty of music-related classes. And that about half of its graduates end up in careers outside the military. In the end, I met him halfway and chose to enroll at Thors. Kinda pathetic, huh? You've all got great reasons why you're there at the academy. Then there's me, who'd rather be on a stage than a battlefield, but I couldn't go against my dad.
Das Elliots ist halt für mich so ein bisschen. Er ist so ein bisschen der Krillin, die Dragon Ball kennen, wissen, was ich dann meine, aber er ist so der Normalo in der ganzen Gruppe. Gut, mag ich das zum Teil auch, aber er ist im Endeffekt immer noch der Sohn vom Governor, schrägstrich zukünftiger Chancellor irgendwann, glaube ich. Ich glaube, die haben nie die Sache, aber er ist der da am Ende von Reverie, glaube ich, die ganzen Geschicke in die Hand nimmt. Also von daher ist er quasi das. Aber so gut, sein Vater ist halt einer der stärksten Militärmänner in dem Land, aber for what? Also er ist halt, und auch so von dem, was, ne, seine Interessen und so, der ist halt der halt der Normale ist, der halt auch irgendwie nicht keine besondere Fähigkeiten an sich hat, außer halt, dass er unfassbar musikalisch ist und einfach ein netter Dude. Und was soll ich sagen, ich bin Sucker für solche Charaktere, deswegen ist Elliot actually einer meiner Favoriten.
For a while, I started to think that maybe my passion for music had kind of cooled off. But I'm still full of regrets about the Music Academy and the summer festival concert, so I guess it hasn't after all. Oh, I wish I could just crawl into a hole right now.
So that's how you ended up at Thors. I had no idea.
Do you regret it? Coming to Thors and all?
Huh? Of course not. Why would I?
So, you don't?
Life at the academy keeps me busy, but I still have time to perform with the wind orchestra after class is out. And I feel like I really broaden my horizons every time we go on a field study. Honestly, I feel like I get more out of Thors than if I had just enrolled at the music academy without much thought. Maybe it's because whether I decide I want to be a musician or do something else totally different, I'll at least have the chance to choose what I want without someone deciding for me.
Elliot, wow, you've really given this a lot of thought.
You really are strong, Elliot.
I wish I thought so too. I still feel jealous when I see my friends who went to the music academy putting their heart and soul into their music. But even with that, I've got no regrets about coming to Thors. None at all. Besides, if I hadn't come, I never would have met you guys, would I? I'd regret that way more.
How can you say that with a straight face?
Maybe he's just oblivious.
I didn't think I was saying anything particularly embarrassing.
I'd figured that most people would blush saying something like that.
Still, this is Elliot we're talking about. He can get away with it.
You're the last person who should be saying that, Reen. Actually, I just remembered. I guess I do have one regret after all.
Oh? What is it?
Remember the summer festival concert my friends said they're going to be performing in? Back when my mom was still alive, she performed in it, and my sister played in it 5 years ago too. So I was really hoping that I'd be able to take the stage there one day too.
Afterward, Elliot decided to take the opportunity to spend the night at home. So the remaining four of us began to make our way to the old guild building where we'd be spending the night. I can't believe it's already past 9. We ended up staying at Elliot longer than I thought. Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to break out the coffee after our meal too. And she even invited us back for breakfast tomorrow. We've hardly been here a day and she's already my favorite person. We'll have to thank her properly at some point. So, you know, I've lived here all my life. But only now that I'm running around doing field study tasks, that I'm realizing just how big this city is. Yeah, I'll bet. We're just going to slip tomorrow's task into the guild's mailbox, right? Yeah, they should be delivered first thing tomorrow morning. Considering how organized my father is, I don't doubt they'll be delivered on time. So I do worry what we are in for. I have this terrible feeling he'll put us to tasks far more difficult than we can actually handle or something. Yeah, I see what you mean. All the more reason we should finish up our report and hit the sack early, I suppose. Hey, what's wrong, you two? You tired or something? We've been awfully quiet. No, not really. However, listening to Elliot has finally shown me what I must do. See, I challenge you to a duel. What? Okay. Tonight, right? Yes, tonight. I fear I won't be able to sleep until this has been resolved. Hold on a minute. Where does this come from? A duel? What are you talking about? Exactly what it sounds like. He and I will face each other in single combat to determine a victor. That's all. Oh, that's all. Are you kidding me? Well, you can't do it in a populated area like this, especially not at night. You'd wake the whole neighborhood. How about that park we were at earlier? Marta Park, I think? That seems an ideal venue. The area around the exit from the underground passage should be nice and quiet. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. But honestly, Reed, you're not just got along with this, are you? Oh, shush it. The capital might have a heady nightlife, but that's no excuse to cause a commotion. Alright, let's head over to the park then. The trams are still running, right? Hey, run until around 11. They run until around 11. Are we seriously doing this? Yes, we do. The park scenery has an almost mystical air at night. It's nice. You're in luck. Not too many people taking a leisurely stroll at this hour. Okay, that may be true, but this is still the capital. You really shouldn't be fighting here. How did it come to this? Put a sock in it, Machias. I apologize for burdening you with this, but I'd appreciate you keep watching. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let's move over to where the gazebo we came out of earlier. Gazebo. Looks like a fraud.
Ah, what a pleasant evening.
It's pretty relaxing.
No denying those two have some surprising similarities.
Yep.
I don't see any people in this part of the park.
I'm fine with here if you are.
All right, Fee. Here are my conditions. If I win this duel, I want you to tell me about your past. Your personal history. At first, there was something about your strength that I couldn't bring myself to accept. From the moment we first met, I could tell you were holding back. And considering your build, your combat proficiency is extraordinary. It's simply too far removed from what I've come to know through following the way of the sword.
No doubt.
Really? Yeah, all things considered, Fee's strength is totally improbable for someone her size.
To add to that, you were once part of a Jaeger Corps. I can't say I've ever thought of the Jaegers in a particularly favorable light. If one defines knighthood as the way of the virtuous, how can the path of the Jaeger be seen as anything but corrupt? I came to believe that because we'd been raised with such strongly opposing values, I could not accept you. However, I was mistaken. After hearing Elliots' story, I asked myself again why it was that I felt such resistance to fighting alongside you. I tried to ascertain my own feelings, slowly and carefully, and that was when I finally realized, during all these months we spent together, I've known deep down that you were worthy of my trust. Our values had nothing to do with that judgment. It came from my heart alone. But in my stubbornness, I refused to acknowledge that one simple truth. In my heart, I had already deemed you worthy of trust. Yet in my mind, I still couldn't see past our incompatibilities. I suspect that contradiction was what prevented us from using our Arcus to fight as one.
So, that's how it was. Did you know about this?
Yeah, I noticed during our fight with that monster earlier.
You weren't the only one who thought we couldn't get along. You live your life so honestly. I guess somewhere along the way I'd given up on you ever accepting me.
I see.
Still, what does this have to do with wanting to know about my past? Why do you want to know?
It's very simple, really. I want to know because I like you.
What are you?
I find it frustrating when I'm not able to understand those I've taken an interest in or have a high opinion of. I felt like this several months ago with Reen, and I feel the same way now. That's why I want to know your history. I want to know what shaped you into who you are now. That said, this is simply an act of self-indulgence on my part. Nothing more, nothing less.
I'm not sure what to say.
That's our lore, all right.
You really are something else. It's fine. I don't mind telling you. But taking your spoils by force is the Jaeger's way through and through. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. Because I have no intention of thinking of my reward as a spoil of battle. I'd much rather consider it an honor, bestowed for a hard-won victory.
Fine by me.
You just talk things out. Why do you even need to fight now?
All right, I'll officiate your duel. Neither of you need to hold anything back. If I think it's getting too dangerous, I'll step in and stop the fight.
Very well.
Thanks.
Go!
Hi! Shatter!
So spannend.
Target locked.
Ich meine, das ist eine coole Idee. So haben die ein bisschen mehr Dynamik in den Kampf reinbekommen. Trotz der limitierten...
Hier.
Die Charaktere sind halt oft out of Gameplay die ganze Zeit. Wie so Marionetten.
Impressive.
Same to you.
Then I won't hold back. Allow me to show my strongest skill learned from my father.
Then I'll show you my strongest. Learned it from the boss himself.
That's enough!
Out of kommen sind die Charaktere halt in dem Spiel noch so wie so Marionetten, die halt einfach... Die haben halt ganz bestimmte Bewegungen nur, die sie machen können. Und da sind war Falcon noch nicht bereit, out of Combat Cutscenes Combat zu machen. Das wird zum Glück später besser.
I couldn't even tell who won. What about you, Reen?
I feel bad saying this after volunteering to be the judge, but as far as I could tell, it was a draw.
Really?
Well, I suppose it is what it is. I'll simply have to continue my training and challenge you again another time. And don't forget, I still wish to duel you as well.
Wait, why me?
Honestly.
Actually, I lost this one.
Huh?
Jaegers are at our best when we fight at night. The darkness gives us an edge. But even after I threw out a flash grenade, the duel still ended in a draw. If we'd fought during the day, I would have lost.
That's
She has a point.
Well then.
very well. I'll accept this victory.
Well, anyway.
I guess the two of us should go for a little stroll then.
I don't mind if you listen. Is that fine with you, Laura?
I have no objections. We're all in this together.
All in this together. Sorry,
Okay.
das muss jedes Mal sein. Diese Worte sind für mich nur mit dieser Melodie vereinbar.
I used to be part of a Jaeger corps called Zephyr. Before that, my earliest memories are of explosions and battlefields. I found myself wandering in a war-torn hotspot on the outskirts of some country I never even knew the name of. Jaeger corps threw themselves into battle for the highest bidder day after day, while I wandered alone. The man who eventually took me in called himself the Jaeger King. He was the leader of Zephyr, a pretty famous Jaeger corps. He was middle-aged, crafty, stubborn, and lucky. He always seemed so carefree, but he never let his guard down. To me, though, he was the closest thing to a father I've ever had. The other members of Zephyr had their quirks, but they were all nice to me.
Also, ich kann mal kurz sagen, wir haben natürlich den Jäger King ganz groß in der Mitte. Das rechts wird wahrscheinlich Leo sein, oder Sino. Und ist das da hinten links Aida? Das muss doch eigentlich Aida sein, oder? Was crazy ist, weil Aida das erste Mal 5 Spiele später? Moment. Cold Steel 2, Cold Steel 3, Cold Steel 4, Reverie. Ja, im 5. nächsten Spiel, also in Daybreak 1, taucht das erstmal auf Bild.
As time went on, I started helping with the cleaning, the cooking, the packing. During my free time, they started teaching me all kinds of skills I'd need to survive on the battlefield. One thing led to another, and I ended up fighting in my first real battle. I was 10, I think. The boss was reluctant, but after the others persuaded him, he made me a full-fledged member of the group. For the next few years, we lived and fought together. I even picked up a nickname like some career Jaegers do. Sylphide. We roamed all across the continent together. There were hard times. Times when we thought we might not live through the night, but we always did. Together. Until last year, when our boss died. It was a clash with another Jaeger Corps, the Red Constellation. People used to say they were the only other Jaeger Corps in West Zemuria who could match us. Their leader, a guy they called the War God, had been on bad terms with our boss for years. Eventually, the War God and the Jaeger King decided to settle things with one big duel. They kept going for 3 days and 3 nights. In the end, they both fell.
Schon cool, wenn man überlegt, 3 Tage, 3 Nächte, das klingt so absolut absurd. Aber es gibt später tatsächlich eine Erklärung, warum das, also es gibt eine logische, okay, nicht logisch im Sinne von echter Welt, aber logisch im Sinne von in diesem Universum, warum das so ist. Das ist geil am Fall.
After that, the Zephyr I'd grown up with disbanded. All the members who were left just kind of scattered. I don't know where they went. Then, just like that, I was alone again.
I don't know what to say.
After that, you ended up coming to the academy?
Yep. Just when I was wondering what I'd do next, Sarah showed up. She said she'd been following the situation between Zephyr and the Red Constellation. That's how we first met. I told her about what happened, and she dragged me to the academy. She introduced me to the principal, and after that, well, you know the rest.
That's quite a history. Listening to you tell your story really brings into focus how limited my view of the world has been. But I feel like I finally know you. There's still so much more I want to learn, of course, but at least this gives me a base to build on. How about it? Care to mix things up a little?
Oh. Let's do it.
Now wait just a minute.
I should have known. I guess I've had this coming since the practical exam, huh?
Well, it's at your discretion, of course. I doubt either of us has the energy to fight at our peak.
But we'll give it a try.
You've got to be kidding me! We haven't got a chance against them!
Come on. This is a good opportunity to see what they can really do, right? Let's just think of this as a little bonus for our field study and give it the best we've got.
Fine. But I don't intend to hold back, so I expect no less from both of you.
You have my thanks.
Here we go.
I'm not going to hold back.
Fine, I'll do it.
Learn we can now link with one another.
Okay.
Ja, ich mag diese Flash-Story von... Flash-Story? Was? Diese Backstory. So, das ist ein richtiges Wort. Die Backstory von Vieh sehr gerne. Vor allem, weil man halt... Für mich war Cold Steel eigentlich das erste Spiel.
Of course.
Also ich wusste nicht von irgendwelchen... von Tropes, die Trails gerne aufbaut, um die dann zu subverten. Aber entsprechend denkt man halt... Okay, selbst wenn man... Ehrlicherweise, selbst wenn man Trails kennt, denkt man... Und man kennt halt die Red Constellation, die war ein Thema in den... in Azure und Zero? Oder nur in Azure? Bin ich mir gerade nicht sicher, auch jetzt schon wieder eine Weile her. Es sind sehr lange. Aber...
My turn.
Na, man denkt halt, okay, das kann ja... Also, die haben die zum Child Soldier ausgebildet, blablabla und so weiter. Und da haben wir allein lassen, aber im Endeffekt will man halt später noch, wir werden noch deutlich mehr darüber erfahren. Ist halt eben nicht so, sind halt nicht die Klasse. Zum einen ist Zephyr nicht ein klassischer Jägerkorps, zum anderen gibt es halt auch noch andere Sachen, die dazu gehören. Oh, natürlich reicht das nicht. Die Reichweite. Wir machen das jetzt einfach so. Ich habe keinen Bock, dass hier gleich noch irgendwer drauf geht und das richtig hart verkackt ist.
Should have seen that coming.
Here we go.
Ja, aber viel generell muss ich sagen, ist mit der Zeit wirklich bei mir gewachsen. Ich fand die am Anfang ein bisschen okay, die ist da, cool. Ich hatte ja auch nicht so richtig verstanden, wie als Unit in-game quasi funktioniert. Aber ja gut, jetzt muss ich gerade mal heim, bevor das schief geht. Aber dann irgendwann habe ich verstanden, wie die als Unit funktioniert und dann kam so ein relativ ähnlichen Zeitpunkt für mich, kam sehr coole Charakterentwicklung und Sachen für sie und ich habe Vieh echt sehr gern gewonnen dadurch. Die ist ein richtig cooler Charakter.
Done.
Vor allem der Humor.
We did it.
Uh-huh.
You too.
Oh, das hat dann auch dieses Duell mit Laura und Wien. Ich würde mal interessieren, also entweder Reverie oder halt dann nach Reverie, also jetzt so Richtung Daybreak und Kai-Zeit. Oh, ich würde gerne so ein 1v1 von Wien und Laura sehen, wo sie all out gehen. Wie genau, ich bin nach mir geschoben gekommen, das aussteckt, super. Einfach gucken, mich würde interessieren, wie stark sind die beiden wirklich?
It's like they're off in their own little world.
I think we've just witnessed the birth of an unstoppable duo.
Hey, what are you four doing?
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
Students? Are you from one of the local high schools?
We received reports of a group causing a terrible racket in the park. What in Elliots' name were you doing?
Please, sir, this isn't what it might seem like. There's a perfectly reasonable, though admittedly rather complicated explanation for all of this.
We're very sorry for any trouble we've caused. We tried to minimize the disturbance to others, but it seems we weren't totally successful there.
Perhaps dueling in the park wasn't as good of an idea as it first seemed.
Maybe the underground tunnels would have been better.
You know, it's a little late for such deep insights. Besides, who do you think were the ones who started this? Don't just act like you're some innocent bystanders.
Nice. Sehr nice. Ach ja.
Ooh, you're moving
Dann
up
haben
in
wir
the
noch den
world.
ersten Tag dieser Field Study geschafft.
I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work.
Huh? Are they all still asleep? It's almost time for breakfast.
Oh, it's you, Elliot. Sorry, we didn't mean to keep you waiting.
What's wrong? You look exhausted.
You might say we had a pretty eventful night.
Look at these geriatrics. On the other hand, as you can see, we have gusto to spare. Isn't that right, Fee?
And you call yourselves men?
Elliot ist so,
can you two just waltz around like that after last night? Are you even human?
Whoa, whoa, just calm down.
Wow, what the heck did you guys do last night? The two of you look like you've been chased around town by wolves, but Fia and Laura are all buddy-buddy now.
Yeah, we'll catch you up on that later. First things first, let's grab the list of today's tasks from the mailbox.
Tja, genau das war der Blick wahrscheinlich von den Polizisten. We took the day's task from the guild's house mailbox, and everyone walked to Elliots' house. At Fiona's insistence, they decided to have breakfast before taking a look at the task for the day. Wow, so that's what happened yesterday after you guys left? We all left out now. You have our apologies. But listening to you talk about your resolve yesterday strengthened my own. I simply couldn't wait any longer. We'll treat you to something later. Consider yourself lucky you didn't have to endure 2 hours of police questioning afterward like we did. Oh, so that's why you all seem so tired. Yeah, it's not the lack of sleep that gets you, it's the mental fatigue. So, did you receive another packet of tasks from the governor? Yep, probably delivered first thing this morning before we were even awake. We'll look them over once we've finished our breakfast. Agreed. Make sure you get plenty to eat so you'll have lots of energy for the day ahead. And there's plenty more where that came from if you can manage it. Field study day 2. Oh no. Our family's kitten has gone missing. If you can help us, please visit us in our home in the Ost district for more details. Made for Walken. Christopher Walken? Need someone to test a new product? Come to Lissage on Vaincourt Street and I'll tell you more. Howard. Wallowit? A terrifying monster has been sighted in an underground waterway near Heimdall Port. Confirm the specific with Deren Berto, the port chief, then eliminate the creature. Look like we've got quite a variety today too. Yeah, one of them looks like it'll take us to an area we didn't get to see yesterday. Yep, that monster extermination request from Heimdall Port. We shouldn't have any problems getting there on the trams. Same for Mother Park, where we were yesterday. We'll likely have to visit a number of locations today as well. And considering that the festival begins tomorrow, I expect the city will be buzzing with excitement. Still, no need to rush. Well, take care everyone. It'll be fun, just walking around watching as everyone puts the finishing touches on their decoration. Right, thanks sis. Thank you very much for making us breakfast. Alright, let's get started. These jobs aren't going to do themselves. Das ist richtig, aber das passiert dann erst im nächsten Part. Wenn euch der hier gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen nach oben da, abonniert den Kanal. Und nicht verpassen und beim nächsten Mal schauen wir dann, was der zweite Tag zu bieten hat. Ciao, ciao.